Hi, and welcome to Ottawa Eats. I'm your host, Tom Schoch. Some people wear many hats. I only wear one, mostly because I have a problem. But this guy, he wears many hats, and if you've been to their website, you've probably seen all the different things they do, and that's where we are today here on Ottawa Eats. We're at Todrics, and we're going to find out exactly what they do, other than make great food. It's Ottawa Eats, Rogers TV. This is the beautiful man known as Eric. Eric, thank you so much for having us here today.
Nice to see you.
I'm going to let you do this right off the start because when I talked to several people, the pronunciation of the name of this place, I think I heard 3 different variations. What is the correct one?
It's Todrics.
Todrics.
A lot of when we moved in this location, my neighbor thought that I was from Western Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, Todrics is for a combination of the 2 owners. So myself, Eric, and Todd, my husband. So
Okay.
Todrics.
Ah.
So that's how it came. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers my next question. So I'm out of questions. I think
Oh
we're done.
well.
Yeah. Okay. If you've never seen the website or if you've never been here before, you do something that's more than just a restaurant. We're going to get into the other stuff that you do in just a couple of seconds here. But first of all, explain to me why you came here and decided to open this beautiful business that you have.
Well, we started off with the catering part of the business. So working for different company. Saw what they were doing, subcontracting most of their food, buying sauce and jugs and selling the big price, and I was thinking there's no way that it has to be this way. I'm sure we could do from scratch and make it taste better,
Right.
and make it your own as well, because when you buy a jug from Kraft or
Yeah.
whatsoever company, they all taste the same. So what will be really unique to your company? So we decided to start with the catering. And that's the philosophy behind it. We do everything ourselves. So as much as possible, like there's a few exceptions in terms of bread, by example. Like if we just require a small amount, like it's too tedious to do a large recipe. But as an example, at the restaurant at night, we do our own ciabatta. So we started and we have. We are in France with a lot of Asian cuisine, South American, and
Okay.
Mediterranean cuisine.
All right, so we talked a little bit about the flavors and the influences already. So, I mean, it sounds like you've done this kind of stuff before. So tell me a little bit about some of the other aspects of your business, because as well as being a restaurant where you can come here, you can enjoy the wonderful food as you would in any restaurant, and you do the catering, but you also do some other really unique services for people as well, that if you're ever planning maybe a dinner party and you don't want to cook.
Exactly, we do what we call chef at home.
Yeah.
It's a bit different of personal chef. Personal chef usually will be there for multiple hours. We'll cook a meal and maybe more for the week. Personal, like a chef at home, so we are really bring the restaurant to your home.
Yeah.
Usually it's a 5-course dinner. So we come with the server. So most of the food is prepared at the restaurant first, and we get to the client and we finalize the menu there. So you enjoy really the comfort of your home, but feeling like you're at the restaurant. So that's one aspect of our business. One thing that is really popular too with bachelorette party.
Yeah.
We do cooking classes here at the restaurant. It could be done at the house as well of somebody who like sometimes you have a big island and big space, open space, so that could be working there. But for a larger group here at the restaurant, we could basically have the restaurant just for your group.
Wow.
And so you have 3 recipe and then you have a cocktail. You learn to do that and then you eat it.
I like how you put the cocktails at the end, not at the beginning. For safety,
well,
right?
Actually, we do start with the cocktail.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll just, but you'll find that
one
out.
cocktail.
Just one. Okay, so we're going to hop in the kitchen with you. You're going to impart some of your knowledge on us and how you
Perfect.
cook. If you want to check out the website, is there a website that you can mention right
Yeah,
off the top?
Todrics.com.
All right.
And you could follow us on Facebook as well and Twitter at Todrics Restaurant.
Yeah, all the services are there, and of course you get to see his beautiful face. And now we're going to watch his beautiful hands in action. It's Ottawa Eats on Rogers TV. All right, so we're in the kitchen, and we've got not a lot of ingredients, but it doesn't take a lot of ingredients to make beautiful food.
No,
Yeah,
that dish, it's pretty much, I would say, a regional dish.
Yeah.
We use Arctic char. and we will do a dry peach warm salad.
Okay.
So it's really summery. It's something that I might keep on the menu in the fall, but with a slight version, like the salad itself might change, or the fish might change as well.
Right.
So what we could get started with the salad itself.
Okay.
So so we just need the skillet here and a bit of oil and butter. It's part of our philosophy or how we like cooking as well. Like we use all the real ingredients, I would say, like butter, cream.
Right.
So, and if we need alcohol, we use the real alcohol as well.
I like that. I like you don't use fake alcohol.
No.
It happened to me in high school and it wasn't funny. So real alcohol is always better.
Especially in dessert, there's a lot of essence that you could use. So it's not something we like to use. So we have some shallots here. And so we just want to get them soft a bit. Then we could add our dry peaches, and that bring a bit of sweetness to the dish. Just let it wilt a bit like this. And this one is kind of a braised dish, so it's a mix of a fish broth and wine. I like cooking with wine that is from the province, so we use a lot. In this one, we use some Chardonnay from Magnota winery.
Okay.
So,
is that something that you try and do yourself, create those accent flavors that go with each ingredient? So something as simple as fish, is that something that you're really looking for and experimenting with each time?
Yeah, that's correct. Like I try to have sometimes one element that it's out of the equation.
Yeah, okay.
But to have like the rest of it to be like more like from one region. So now we put a bit of corn and the cabbage Savoy. So, and then that's it. So we just need to cover it. It will steam. It will get all concentrated. Like the liquid will mostly evaporate, and then we'll be good to go. So here, for our fish, we do a potato cross. So we thinly slice it, and we just put it in a bit of butter. We lay it out like this. So we pan-sear it face down.
Yeah.
And we just finish it in the oven. So when we are done with the fish, it will look like scallop. That's the idea behind it.
Oh, okay.
So that's the end result of the warm salad. So we just make a little bed of the warm salad.
Wow, the smell off that is awesome. I mean, you can get the sweetness of the corn and the peach, and then you have, you have the butter and you have a little bit of wine in
and
there.
And you have texture as well. Like I said, you don't see the dry peach anymore. But like when you bite in it, like you will have definitely like the texture. And then we just have the other fish we had earlier that I prepared before we started. So that's what I said. We pan-sear it face down. So then it's cooked, and we just lift it and we just bring it down. So like you have all your layers.
Wow.
That may make a bit the scale of a fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you discover something like this? Was this just something?
Well, sometimes it's just something that you see from another restaurant when you go out, or something you see on TV. Sometimes it's just comes from another way of trying, try and test. Like we use a lot of cross as an example when we do a rack of lamb. So like it's always about curiosity at some point, like let's try something different. People go out at the restaurant, and like some people are really good cooking at home as well. So they look for something different that they don't do themselves.
Wow.
So that's something that people are always get curious when they see something like that, like, oh, how did that happen?
Because this, to me, looks like your version of fish and chips.
Yeah, it could be, yes.
That's pretty much what it is. And then you have almost coleslaw, but not,
Yeah, well, exactly. Like it is a warm salad, and there is a lot of cabbage. Yeah, I guess that will be a nice way to tell my server.
You're
to
welcome.
explain.
Huh? Look at that. I just named your dish.
I will let them know to watch
20% is all I ask.
Oh,
20.
okay, that's good.
Yeah. Fine. 15. All right. There you go. So if people are looking for this on the menu, what is this called?
That's the potato crusted Arctic char with
right.
a dry peach warm salad.
And he makes it sound so simple. It's Ottawa Eats on Rogers TV. That's beautiful. Look at that. Very nice. This is Eric from Todrics. If you're just joining us here on Ottawa Eats, we had a beautiful, I called it your spin on fish and chips.
Yes,
but
this will be my new way of calling it.
Perfect. Excellent. Don't forget 20%.
Yes,
No, we agreed on 15.
The 15,
All right.
you went down by yourself.
I know. I'm a terrible barterer.
Yeah.
I think that's the correct term. What is this we're looking at here, and what are you going to put
so,
together?
like I was saying earlier, like we get in France as well with Mediterranean cuisine.
Yeah.
So we are doing an arancini. So arancini is basically a deep fried ball. The ball itself is done with risotto.
Okay.
And normally the traditional way is stuffed with fresh mozzarella.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing my little spin on that dish. So I love cooking a lot with duck, like either the breast or the leg.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of duck confit.
Oh, okay.
So we stuff our arancini with duck confit and goat cheese.
So something like this, if somebody were to call you and say, "Hey, I would love for you to cater my event or my wedding,"
Mm-hmm.
is something like this on anything that's
Yep.
on your menu here?
Everything is possible, and even if it's not on the menu, like we like customizing events, and that's the reason sometimes people go on our website and they will call us and say, "Hey, like I didn't see any menu for a sit-down dinner," or we do have an example of a fine dining event, a 7-course, and like people, well, I don't want that much.
I don't like raisins or whatever.
Well, or like they don't want a 7-course
Right.
because it is a long time to eat 7-course. So and then we'll say no problem. But I said we always customize. So like we go with what people like the most. Like,
Okay.
So like you like seafood, you like meat, you're vegetarian, or so on and so forth.
How long would it take you to eat 7 courses, reasonably?
Reasonably, like it take about 2.5 to 3 hours.
That's quite the investment.
Mainly,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
and you gotta like the people at the table too.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but mainly because if you do wine pairing and you do it the really official way of
okay.
doing it, well, you need to remove glasses, bring the new glasses, change cutlery. So there's a bit of a formal etiquette
Glasses?
related.
You mean cups, like plastic cups?
No, wine glasses. Yeah, plastic cup. No, not for the 7-course. We don't serve anything like baby duck.
Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah,
Oh, you're missing
well,
out.
No, you could have it as an aperitif before we arrive if you really want to, but
Some baby duck
Yeah.
for your aperitif? Oh yes,
yeah,
please.
you will end up
please.
with a headache probably. So arancini ball, it's pretty easy. So like
Okay.
I just wet a bit my end, and you just you do like if you want to do that at home, basically you do your risotto the day before,
Right.
and
Now, you don't want it hot or anything. You want it nice and
yeah,
cool.
exactly. Like it's cold, it's fine. So, but you do it basically like you were ready to eat it. So, but you could stop the cooking process just a bit before,
Right.
and because like it will go in basically deep fried, so it will cook a bit more. So you do a hollow here, and like you put a bit of meat here, and so like I said, like we have duck, and we put a bit of goat cheese as well. So what it's nice about it, it's when you will cut it in two, it will somehow oozing out a bit. So then you just put more risotto on top. So don't be afraid, like it will stick. You just have to press.
By the way, if I ever need anybody in a snowball fight, I'm totally calling you.
Exactly, that's the nice,
some good
the
technique
kind
right
of,
there.
That's the kind of snowball I
Delicious.
want to eat.
Hit me in the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So see, like, so you seal
Wow.
everything like this, and then
Nice and
you
simple.
just flours,
Yeah.
seasoned breadcrumbs,
What's it seasoned with? Just pepper and
salt and pepper. But like, if you were thinking about a specific taste, you could have had it in this, so then it will carry on. Let's say like the duck confit was somehow a lot of tarragon or a lot of like an herb, or it could be like a spice itself, like a cardamom, or like you could add more in these. So like the outside will carry the flavor that you have inside as well.
Makes sense.
So you just need to put a bit of flour on your bowl here. So you want to get it wet with the egg mixture, so a bit of egg and milk. Then you just toss it in the breadcrumb. So if you want, sometimes, because the idea of doing that, it will get the outside crispy. So you could do a double breading. So you just put it back in. So like you don't need to press on it. You just like roll it in. So after it's gone through flour, milk, and breadcrumbs, we're ready for the deep frying part.
Okay.
So we make sure that the oil is not too hot. I don't know if you could see, but you see in the bottom like what I call the oil dancing. So like it's kind of moving a bit. Like sometimes people will say like drop a crouton in it, and if it turns brown fairly quick, it's ready. But to me, it's the same thing. So you just put it down. It could be a tiny bit warmer, but it's better to start slow, because the thing is like you need the inside to get warm.
Right.
So, and we did a double breading, so it will take like the time to start being crispy, and like with oil, like it's always better to increase as you go. We do have a deep fryer. That's much easier to control your heat, because obviously the heat is on the machine. If you have that at home and you want to try this, like that would be the perfect tool to do instead of using this. But basically, like as you see, like it's doing its action now. Like that's what you want. Like it does take some time. You could see like it's starting to change color. If you don't want to use as much oil, as long as it's halfway to the arancini, it's fine. And then you just flip it, and then it will keep cooking. But so while it's cooking, I could just start plating the way we do it here at the restaurant. So we like to serve it with a tomato and basil sauce, so which I prepared earlier. So basically, I just start with some shallots and again some white wine. So the idea is like to use the same wine that you will use in your risotto. Italian cuisine in general is really simple ingredient, just a few. It's really the concentration of the fresh element that is a characteristic of Italian cuisine. So, and that's one reason why we like it a lot like this too. So now we could take that arancini out of the oil. So what we will do, we'll just drop it in the plate like this, top it with a couple leaf of the basil that we put already in the sauce. And then when you cut it here, that's the idea that we were talking about with the cheese. So when you cut it, like you have like the cheese, it could have stayed a bit longer, but like you could see the heat coming out already, but it is a bit oozing out.
I asked you this earlier, but it was off camera. So I'm going to ask you now.
Yes.
Have you ever thrown this at anybody? Like
No.
Just not when it was cooked and hot.
But
would you like
you
to?
always have good ideas. Like
I can go over there and maybe
earlier you
catch.
gave me the idea of the fish and chip version. Now it's a good food fight item.
All right, that's two good ideas in
But
one
you
show.
have to be sure that you let it cool down a bit before.
All right, perfect. So if people are looking for this on the menu, this is?
Yeah, that's on the menu now, and that should be there for a good while. We don't change the menu at night often. It's a bistro menu. A lot of simple food like that, but always full of flavor. We're just starting to change a few items now, and it's been a bit more than 2 years we have the menu on going on. So we are changing about 5-6 different ingredients. Like I was saying earlier, we get influence a bit from everywhere. We buy some wild boar spare ribs that we do in an Asian flair. So that's one of our appetizers we have on the menu as well. And as another summery item too, we have a fennel salad and blueberry.
Oh, fennel. What a brilliant taste that is. So there you go. This is a nice little spin on something that is traditional and at the same time just a little bit different. It's Ottawa Eats on Rogers TV. Well, we thought we'd end the show as we always do with the sweetest part, Eric, and his dessert, obviously. So what is this? This looks like a nice,
this one, it's a
straightforward-
traditional dessert at Todrics. We have it often on the menu, but we do it often for catering. It's a chocolate block, so it's almost a brownie, but more a cake.
Okay.
So it's fluffy, but it's really dense in chocolate flavor. And chocolate pair really well with a nice caramel. So we warm up the caramel.
Do you know what else goes really well with chocolate?
A fork.
Chocolate.
Okay.
This is what I've been told by various people,
So,
apparently chocolate lovers.
So just like this, and we like topping it with some macadamia nut.
Wow.
And here I go.
And that's it?
I'll leave the spoon there just in case you're tempted. But yeah, it's as simple. Like so, like it's really again like we go with simple ingredients a lot of the time. We do have in the dessert part. We do all our dessert in house as well. But sometimes we'll go like all the way like having like different component. Especially if we do a special evening night, a tasting menu night, sometimes we do. So then we could have like a part of a kind of a ice cream part with pretzel and all that. So like you will have a lot of different components. This one, it's what I wanted in that dessert is the sweetness of the caramel and the richness of the chocolate, both together warm.
I'm going to put you on the spot, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So your husband, if he was forced to have a dessert, what would be the one dessert that he would get?
Well, he's
doesn't have to be on your menu.
No,
it can be
but he's really sad for the last 6 months because he just discovered that he's lactose intolerant.
Oh no!
So it's like most of his favorite desserts are gone now. He really loves ice cream, so like I do a lot of different ice cream. Like that's the beauty of doing your own ice cream. You put whatever you want in it. So that was one of his big thing. That's a good question. He likes chocolate items.
Okay.
So
So forget the ice cream and the dairy products. You're going to have to move to chocolate and lactose-free
so
chocolate.
now he's more into the morning baking thing because we do lactose-free muffin or pound cake and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he switches sweet tooth for instead of the evening, it's the morning.
What about you? What's your one dessert?
As long there's chocolate in the dessert,
You're good?
I'm good. So it could be a pie, it could be ice cream, it could be cake.
Yeah, just chocolate, just a chocolate bar.
Chocolate. And well, as long as it's a real chocolate, not a commercial chocolate bar, which there's tiny chocolate in it.
Yeah. Well, the real deal and the real chocolate and these beautiful desserts and the beautiful food here at Todrics, and we're going to try some of this here on Ottawa Eats on Rogers TV. Well, that's it for another episode of Ottawa Eats. We have this beautiful food in front of us, and you're going to try the chocolate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my
Are you going to?
little treat at the end of the day.
Oh, there you go. See? Yeah. It's like I'm not even here.
It's still warm.
It's Todrics, the website, once again, if people are looking.
Todrics.com. And so on that you will have all the information that you need to know, like the hours. Pretty easy to remember. Monday we're closed.
Oh, very simple.
So-
Yeah, and if you want to learn how to cook, or you'd like to have Eric here come to your house, or a bachelorette party, there's so many different services that they provide, and of course catering as well. This beautiful food could be at your wedding or corporate event or whatever it should happen to be. So I'm going to try this, and then I'll probably steal the chocolate from you later.
Yes.
So. By the way, this is the most delicious snowball I've ever seen. This is what they
That's the
would
kind
look
of
like.
winter you want.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. No, seriously. So we're going to build a snow fort with this?
So, yeah.
We'll just make it, and then we'll eat the fort.
Yeah.
Makes
Like
sense.
that's a new the new version of the baguette they took.